Hey everybody, this is Leon the Star, and if you have watched this channel, then you might have noticed that I really love to resample myself. For example, on an electribe, which is a sampler, there's a resampling function which allows you to basically sample the output of the device itself and produce a new sample. So this is a very cool recursive way which allows for very high level feedback loops. I really love that, and I was thinking, how about doing that with hardware? So the cool thing is that if you own two samplers, like I do, this could also be a loop pedal, which is also a sampler, then basically you can route the output to the input of this one, and then you can basically have even more resampling possibilities. The problem, however, is the moment you want to sample from here to there, because you have to replace the cables. It's a bit messy, and usually you stick to one kind of setup, a chain basically from one direction to another. So I was thinking that why is this the case? Why isn't there a knob which I can just press and basically inverse the wires? So there are solutions for this. For example, in the guitar scene, there are things like switchers and loop switchers. And in the synthesizer scene, there are things like patch bass, which requires you to patch your configuration with mini cables or real jack cables. And I find both of these solutions a bit bulky and sometimes also a bit expensive. And just for the sake of trying it out, I came up with a way to basically create your own do-it-yourself loop switcher, which is far cheaper to build. And let's have a look at this. It's actually called a AV switch. So it's usually used to switch between 2, 3 or 4 audio-video signals, but with a bit of a different look at this device.
It is called 枯萎技术的水平思考 lateral thinking with wizard technologies.
With a bit of a different look at this device, this is also a 3x4 matrix switcher. So what I've done actually is that I was thinking, like, if you look at the front, then I was thinking, like, how cool would it be if my usual live performance setup, basically the single directional chain, is under button 1, and if I press button 2, then it would basically inverse the inputs and the outputs, so basically allowing me to sample in the other direction. So I took a coffee and I was thinking a bit, and then I came up with this configuration. So this is the back of the device, and here you can see that the outputs are basically sampler A, which could be my electribe, sampler B could be a loop pedal or another electribe, and speaker is basically the final output. In my case it's just speaker. If you look at the inputs, you can see that all these signals are basically splitted in two. So there are very simple RCA splitters available for this. I happened to have those sitting in a box already, so I could just reuse my cables and try it out. Okay, so how does this work in practice? So right now I have it set at 1, and as you can see, the MIDI gear is even clipping. Let's put it a bit softer. Okay, record it. Okay, so this is great. This is great, but now I want to sample it back into this one. So what I'm going to do is basically turn it to 2 and check the level in. So it's a little bit softer in, don't know if you can hear it, but it's a little bit softer than the original output. You can adjust it on your sampler B. Let's sample this. Okay, small recap. What we basically did is sample our MIDI gear, could be a laptop or a tablet, through sampler A into sampler B, and then by switching to 2, we could basically sample sampler B into sampler A. And then we can switch back to 1 or 2 or stay in 2 or 1, doesn't matter. We are full circle. And this is a very, very cool way, a very cool bi-directional sampling way to basically use your gear. And I hope you enjoyed it, I hope it helps, and yeah, keep on sampling. Cheers!